What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to what I thought would be just a Liverpool and Real Madrid preview, but we're going to be talking all things FSG this evening. It's going to be a nice little fun hour stream, and yeah, it's something that we haven't done too much of in terms of non-watch-along live streams. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Good to see so many people in the chat already as well. Jackie Boy's here, Amirali's here. I've just had some spag bol, lads, so I'm just digesting while we go through this. This will also be my last live stream until Thursday because of reasons such as this very game. I'm going up with the Anfield Agenda, lads, tomorrow. It's all going to be vlogged here for the Stonadge channel. And yeah, we're going to go completely behind the scenes and see what shenanigans will occur. Anyway, Liz and Spen Doggy Dog and David's in the chat. How are we? Good to see you all. Right, how are we all feeling? Not a problem now, Tottenham TGR. How are we, Liam? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Great to see everyone in so early today. And this is going to be a fun old stream. So, effectively, today's stream was going to be all about Liverpool and Real Madrid. And then all about and then FSG came in and ruined it with their typically terrible timing. For such great businessmen, they are pretty bad at timing, aren't they? In terms of timing of announcements, timing of decisions. And yeah, they have done so yet again. Hello, Simon. How are we doing, my friend? Good to see you in the chat. And hopefully you'll enjoy this stream and everyone else will do too. This is a place for you to get your little vents out, lads. We will be going always to the comments to look to your opinions because your opinions matter just as much as mine. But first of all, I want to address something I saw on Twitter today, and I've already addressed on Twitter today. So I saw Paddy tweet earlier, Paddy Murphy, good friend of mine, tweet about going to Anfield and everything about to do with going his first game of this season and stuff. And realistically, the response he got on that was absolutely grim and disgusting. The fact that people just can't accept that some people have some success and they can utilize what they have, and the sponsors have done Anfield Agenda and myself very, very well for tomorrow, which is great because it's hard-earned and it's been realistically a real grind for them to be able to get something like this every single game, sacrificing going to games, for example. And the fact that he's been subject to such mental abuse just because he hasn't been to games is absolutely ridiculous. He's no less or more of a fan than me. He's no less or more of a fan than any of you in the chat. It makes no difference. And it really pisses me off that we're trying to gatekeep football. Why are we trying to gatekeep football? It's not anyone's or it belongs to anybody. It's everyone's. It's the world's game. So why are we trying to gatekeep it? I just find it baffling. And I know Paddy's had a lot of shit today. I know he can deal with it, but some people can't. And if you are one of those people who decides, to think that they're better than anyone else because they go to a football match or they can afford to go to a football match, then you're not better than anyone. All right, just move on. Or if you're in some sort of postcode or whatever. So it's a load of bollocks. So yeah, please don't send any hate Paddy's way. If you are, but I'm sure none of you guys are the same. But it's good to see you all in. Hello, everyone. It's really, really good to see such an active chat so early on in the stream. So, let's firstly talk about the news that came out today from the mouth of Mr. John W. Henry. So, I thought it'd be best to cover this, but to begin with. So, effectively, John Henry came out today and said this very quote here. Will we be in England forever? No. Are we selling LFC? No. Are we talking with investors about LFC? Yes. Will something happen there? I believe so, but it won't be a sale. So, let's unpick that. So, realistically, he's saying that Liverpool aren't his priority. I think that's basically, it's clear and open, and we knew that anyway. So he says effectively he won't be there forever, and we don't want him to be here forever. We don't think any owners will be anywhere forever, to be honest with you. And yeah, that's fine. That's fair enough. So all of this bollocks, really, that came out in sort of October, November time about the club being for sale before the transfer window, turned out to be waffle. I understand that potentially they want to keep their fingers in this Liverpool pie. But is that best for Liverpool's future? No. Do FSG really give a shit about Liverpool's future? Only if it affects them financially. The only thing that matters to FSG, and this is no different to pretty much any football owner, the only thing that matters to them is the bottom line. Whatever's at the bottom line and whether it's red or green. That's it. Okay, and if in, say, 2 or 3 years' time, FSG sell Liverpool and they sell them for a healthy £4 billion profit than what they bought it on, happy days. Do they think that potentially with investors that they can potentially maximise that profit more, which is my opinion on what they're going to do? I think it'd be absolutely baffling, to be honest. And it really and truly... I don't know how they can look and say, oh, right, we'll bring investors in and they will make more on what they're saying. As a business decision, they know a lot more about business than I do. But if you sell a part or an equity of your shares, you are going to lose out on the profit of that share in the future. So FSG own, I think, the vast majority of Liverpool, and we're talking the vast. There's people who have 1% shares or whatever. But... realistically, Liverpool are owned majority-wise by FSG, and they are, unfortunately, they're in control of the future and the destiny of Liverpool Football Club, even though that is not to their interest. Good to see you, Michael. How are we? Do I want Liverpool or Real Madrid to win? I think there's only one answer to that one, my friend. Yeah, realistically, FSG have come in and they've done an incredible job in what they have done. Now is the time for them to move on. If they are going to get investors, and if they do get investment, do I think that they will continue with the same model? And that's probably the biggest thing. That for me is the biggest thing about this whole conversation, is that will FSG continue to operate Liverpool in the way that they have been in the last 5, 10, 15, whatever, however long it's been years. 13 years, I believe it is in total. And personally, I would hope no, but I would think yes. Maybe with a little boost this summer, maybe, if we're lucky. But like realistically, I don't know. I don't understand how they're meant to make more of a profit if they put more into the club right now. Surely the best thing for FSG to do right now, for their own sanity, for their own bottom line, would be to sell Liverpool. Unless, and that is the big unless, if we get Champions League, maybe they've seen we might get Champions League this season, and thinks actually maybe come the future, these investors that do come in will become the primary owners, shall we say. Hey Jen, how are we doing? Good to see you. So... That's my thoughts, is that the primary owners, the owners or the investors that come in will eventually become primary owners, or at least hold a large stake in Liverpool Football Club. I think FSG would be silly to... I don't blame them. I don't blame them for wanting a finger in the Liverpool pie. It's one of the most marketable football clubs in the world. And that's absolutely obvious. It's got the history to build on it. It's not a Manchester City. It's not a PSG. Even though PSG have become extremely marketable themselves. What really winds me up and it makes me depressed is that the only thing that they will care about is that bottom line. And therefore, if they do get investment in the club, will they operate in the same way? I don't know. So it's big depression season. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. That wouldn't be depressing. And subscribe to the channel as well. Liz has said in the chat, didn't Henry say in Boston Globe on November 7th that he was looking for investing in the club but would entertain offers for sales? Absolutely right. I think that realistically, I look at it and I think, do they want investment in the club, or do they want investment in FSG themselves? Therefore, to own a little part of Liverpool Football Club. So like LeBron James owns a little stake in FSG. Redbird Capital own a little stake in FSG. We thought that would be funding Mbappe 2020. We've got to get real with ourselves, lads. We've got to get real with ourselves and realise that potentially these owners, and I'm not saying potentially, I'm saying definitely, these owners only care about one thing. And that's what I have to keep. I have to keep banging this table here, is that they only care about that bottom line, and that's fine. okay, because they're business people. If I went to invest in the Boston Red Sox right now, for example, I wouldn't give a shit about Boston Red Sox as a team. If they won the World Series, I might go over there. Fine, great. But I don't, honestly, I'm not a baseball fan. I don't care. And they're in the same boat. They are in the same boat. Maybe in the same yacht, shall we say. Which is what they would probably define it as. And as Jen has alluded to there, the timing of the announcement is baffling. Absolutely baffling. I'd understand it. I would. Right, so let's go through the timing of the event. They could have announced this, say, 2 weeks ago, because I think John Henry will have known this for a long time. They could have announced this 2 weeks ago, say, whilst Liverpool were in a bit of a rout, and to be honest, it would have been just another thing that we'd have been like, okay. As soon as the club gets a little bit of positivity around it, with 2 consecutive wins, and pop. You know, that balloon is well and truly popped now. And it's, I don't know, before a game as big as this, the biggest game of our season so far, for them to come in and go, right, we're not selling, sorry lads. We're looking for investment, yeah, maybe, we know, yeah, maybe, whatever. But, I don't know. I just, it's the wrong timing. It's the real wrong timing from FSG. And as I said earlier, the best businessmen surely know the best time to announce things, right? Well, they had the bloody Super League. They had whatever, like, everything that's gone wrong. The wrong timing on everything. And it's just sad. Robbie said, classic having your cake and eating it, but it sounds like a short-term fix at best. And that's it. So it's a short-term hit in the arm of FSG and Liverpool. If they do get some investment, great, unbelievable. If we get a short-term hit in the arm, that's great. We need a short-term hit in the arm, but we also need a long-term plan. If FSG have literally come out and said that they don't particularly want to be at Liverpool for the long-term future, so where's the long-term plan there? The only thing I can fathom, as I've said previously now, is that FSG go on to sell the club in a majority to the investors who come in the next 6 months. That's the thing. That's the only way that I can really fathom this anyway. So yeah, lads, I'm just sad. I just want a bit of change. I think it's very clear now, and I think the fact that they announced that they were going to be selling some shares or potentially selling the entire club at all in November, to then go on to say this, I think that situation there, the fact that they chose to say that they'd be selling the club at that time, to then now go on to this, has now turned a lot of people who were sort of on the fence, a bit like me. I'm not going to lie, I was a bit on the fence with FSG. And I thought that people were going too far one way, too far the other. But it's turned people who wanted, you know, a little bit of clarity, wouldn't have minded either way, which I wouldn't have minded, into people who want them out. I find it as a PR decision totally waffle, like absolute waffle, baffling. I can't fathom what they're thinking of. But yeah, FSG, I mean, what can you say in this situation apart from just please leave, please sell up, or at least sell a majority stake and just get gone. Just get gone, lad. They also said, have we sold anything in the past 20 years? They've sold no businesses as well in the last 20 years. They've kept them and they've ran them like businesses. Obviously like businesses because they are businesses, but they've ran them like real, true, shelled businesses as they are. It's just FSG. It's what they do. Hey Hannah, how we doing? Hey Falafel, good to see you. It's what they do, lads, and we knew this. We know this. which is just, it's a fucking sad situation. However, what isn't a sad situation, lads? And we're going to perk up this stream now. No more bullshit on FSG. No more negativity. No more moaning. Darwin Nunez is fit to play in Real Madrid. Come on. Nunez is back, baby. I'm happy about it, man. Because when he went off against Newcastle, I was shitting myself. But I tell you what, lads. Getting Darwizzy fit is an absolutely huge boost. It's absolutely huge. It is so big. It is so big that Darwin Nunez is going to be fit for this game. I was worried that... I don't think Diogo Jota's fully fit. I don't think Roberto Firmino's fully fit. So to have Darwizzy back and ready to rumble, I am so happy about it, lad. I am buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. And I think he could cause Real Madrid some real issues. And let's be fair, like a shoulder injury can be bad if you dislocate it, but elsewhere you can strap it up pretty darn harsh, and then yeah, go on. I'm happy. I'm buzzing that Darwin's fit, and I think he could cause Real Madrid some huge problems. Good to see you, mate. As Robert's put in a good thing about FSG, though, and I will just address this as the final thing about them, because I feel like we could be dragged into a whole hour talking about FSG, and we don't want to do that. We want to be talking all things Liverpool, and all things Liverpool Real Madrid is the big one. Is an excuse not to spend in January, and I genuinely think that might have been something to do with it. That might have been the PR angle they were going for, is if we announce this now, then there might be a little excuse. But they did buy Cody Gakpo, and I do think he'll be a great long-term signing, and then we'll save the money in the future, but I don't know. At least the fact that we haven't bought a midfielder in has allowed Bajcetic to come through, but it's still, we needed one. Like, we shouldn't have Artur Melo as a potential option in this game. I don't even know if he's registered anymore, actually. I don't even know what. There was no real news on the old on that, but I think I don't know whether he was actually dropped from the thing, but oh well. Darwizzy goals incoming, says Liz, and I think so too. It's gonna be a huge one for Darwizzy to come through and score some goals in the Champions League. He's already bagged against Ajax, against Rangers, Ajax twice, sorry, against Rangers, and against. Did he score against Napoli? Didn't he score that really scrappy goal against Napoli, if I'm not mistaken? So yeah, he's going to be a massive thorn in Real Madrid's side, I believe. Anyway, I think he's going to be the threat that he provides on the counter-attack, realistically going up against the likes of Nacho Fernandez, who isn't the quickest. And on that side, Dani Carvajal is experienced, is very, very good, don't get me wrong. But just looking at their side from their game against Osasuna, Eder Militao and Rudiger are quick players, but I think only Rudiger out of those two can keep up with Darwizzy. Alaba isn't the quickest. You got Ceballos, Camavinga, and Modric in midfield, who, again, all three of those aren't the quickest. No Aurelien Tchouameni tomorrow. He is going to be out. That's a big miss for Real Madrid, as well as Toni Kroos, who has basically made Liverpool his bitch every time he's played them. So I'm really happy Toni Kroos isn't playing. I know he's not what he once was, but having him and Tchouameni out, I think it's massive, isn't it? It's absolutely huge for us. Exactly, Robbie. Darwin is a secret weapon. We don't understand him, so Real have no chance. Exactly. And I think that's part of his charm and part of why we all love him, is that he is just totally chaotic and sometimes totally clueless in what he does, but we don't care. Like, once he gets a real idea in communication with this team, I mean, we're already starting to see him link up with Salah, link up with Gakpo in certain ways. So if he can link up with them, communicate well with them, communicate with the midfield and the fullbacks well, Trent with a brilliant ball into him as well, I think as soon as he learns English as well, it's going to be a real big thing. So I'm happy. I'm bloody happy about Darwizzy being fit, lads. So yeah, it's a must-win game. It genuinely is a must-win game this week and this weekend. But I'm going to throw a controversial opinion out there, and people might come and at me. I think Crystal Palace away this weekend is more important than Real Madrid. And this is why. I understand that a lot of people will get their hopes up on us winning the Champions League. And that is absolutely fair enough. I mean, I'd love to get hyped up about it. But if we end up, right, drawing this game, shall we say, and losing at the Bernabeu, but we beat Palace and we win the next game in the Premier League, I'd shake your hand. I would shake your hand. This is an absolute free hit for Liverpool. And that's why I think there's no pressure on this game whatsoever. We shouldn't be feeling the pressure. We have to put our priorities in the Premier League basket to get in the Champions League next year. It's a lot more difficult to win the Champions League than it is for us to get in the top 4 this season. Seriously, we have to focus on the league. And if we just go out there and really play loosely, play energetically as well as we can, it's a free hit. It really is. Just go at them, attack them. If we lose, we lose. It's not that deep if we go out. Okay, in my opinion, Real Madrid are a great side, and I know they're not in the greatest of form. But I genuinely think I'd shake your hand on a draw tomorrow night and a win against Palace on the weekend. Because I think that's going to be a real difficult game as well, and going away from home to a ground like Selhurst Park. Yeah, and what do you guys think about that? What would you do? What if you had a swap? Say we win 2-0 in either game and draw 0-0 in the other. I think it's a must-win in the Premier League. It's an absolutely must-win game. Hello, Dave. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Definitely would call in sick to work and watch the match. Well, mate, it's gonna be a real. Where will you be watching from, man? But yeah, I think Palace away is much more important. We have to define this now for us. I think these boys are capable of playing 2 games in a week. Therefore, we won't need to rotate very much. But I want us to save our best performance for Saturday, and we can go out on Tuesday and just really go at them hugely. That's the thing. That's what we have to do. Just go out, play with freedom. It's a win-win for us. If we go out, we can focus on the league. If we go through, and we have a great opportunity to go into the Champions League semi-final. How are we, Yusuf? Good to see you. It's a frustrating one. We spoke a lot about FSG earlier in the stream. We might come back to them later on in the stream as well. But at the moment, we're gonna talk about potential selections in this team as well. How are we, Maxwell and Corin? Good to see you, mate. So at the moment, we have very little selection predicaments. The one that was thrown up to us was Darwin Nunez. Would he be fit or would he not? He's fit. He plays for me. There is no debate that Darwin Nunez plays up front for Liverpool. So I'm going to start from the bottom and go all the way up to the top. So Alisson in goal. I think, right, realistically, we want to see the Alisson Becker song sung all across Anfield tomorrow. I'm going to try my best. Oh, Alisson Becker. I don't know the rest of it, but it's just that, basically. What a goalkeeper he is to start off with. And secondly, I think he's going to be huge if we are going to go and win the tie, especially over at the Bernabeu. Like, realistically, Benzema, although he's not been fit recently, Vinicius Junior is always going to be a bloody problem, lads. He's going to be absolutely massive for Real Madrid. Rodrigo Goes as well. Don't forget Modric, Valverde, Camavinga, like lots and lots of players to challenge Alisson Becker. So, right back, we go Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to be the worry, okay? And I love Trent, and I think he's been a lot better defensively one-on-one this season than people give him credit for. Positionally, though, there has been issues with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think there's no debate on that. There always has been issues, but this season I think they have been exposed. I worry. I do genuinely worry about him against Vinicius Junior. And that's why, personally, I would do this. And I don't know whether he's fit or not, actually, Joel Matip. But what I would do is I would move Virgil van Dijk to the right centre-back position, and I would play Joel Matip at the left centre-back position. So I've said previously that Joe Gomez has pretty much usurped Joel Matip as the number one centre-back, as the number two centre-back, sorry. However, I feel as if Van Dijk on the right for this game against Vinicius Junior. We have to make tweaks, I think, to look after him. I would play Van Dijk on the right to cover for Trent, because I would back Van Dijk one-on-one more against him than Joel Matip or Joe Gomez, for example. Or you move Joe Gomez to the left centre-back role. I think you just have to play Van Dijk on that right. That would be my decision anyway. You play Van Dijk on the right side. You play Gomez or Matip. I think Matip's better there, but I'll say Gomez. So you play Van Dijk there, Gomez and Robertson. That would be my choice for the back four. Nat Phillips says Maxwell. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. Artur and Calvin Ramsey are at the revised CL group with Bajcetic on the B list. Keita, Ox and Gakpo come in. Yeah. So the B list is all the young players basically that can be available. So players are under 21. And also I can't remember what else. And homegrown players go on the B list. So yeah, Bajcetic will play, and that moves us on to the midfield. And what a bit of trust we have to have in Stefan Bajcetic, aged just 18, to be playing in a Champions League last 16 against Real Madrid. But let me tell you right now, he is the first midfielder on that team sheet tomorrow. There's no debate. Stefan Bajcetic plays, whether it's in the 6 or the 8, he plays. There's no debate. And I think he'll be in the 8. And I think he'll be in front of Fabinho with Jordan Henderson to the right of him. So that midfield 3 that played against Everton and Newcastle, it's got to be those 3, right? It's got to be those 3. What is the update on fitness of Karim Benzema, by the way? Because I'm not sure he didn't play against Osasuna. He wasn't even in the squad. I haven't seen any updates on his fitness. But yeah, that would be my midfield. Stefan Bajcetic is the first midfielder he is the first midfielder on the team sheet. There is no debate on that. Fabinho, I think he looked a lot better against Newcastle. Really and genuinely looked a lot better. And probably benefited from the time on the sidelines. He looked tired, he looked slow, he looked shocking throughout the entirety of this season. So to get dropped might buck his ideas up, because an 18-year-old has outshot him completely this year. And Jordan Henderson as well. I think it's vital to have a player like him in midfield in a game like this, where I think the standards have to be kept high. I would have played Thiago there if he was fit. That would have been my choice, ahead of Henderson or potentially ahead of Fabinho, but Thiago is not fit. So yeah, no Thiago Alcantara, no Luis Diaz. So yeah, those two are definitely out. No, of course, no Artur either, because he's not registered. So yeah, you've got to go with that midfield 3. Is there a case for Naby Keita to potentially play? Maybe, but we've seen him against Real Madrid previously, lads. It's not been pretty. Robbie says Stefan, either a stormer or a car crash. I don't think there's any evidence that Stefan Bajcetic will have a car crash. I don't think he's got the capabilities to have a car crash. I think he's an 8 or he's a 4. Like, it won't get any higher or lower than that. And that's great. He's consistent. He's brilliant. He's got an engine. He's calm on the ball. I just hope, my hope is that we don't overplay him so that he's, potentially, becomes the next Michael Owen in that regard. I know that he doesn't particularly rely on his physicality, his pace or his strength, and that's something that he probably needs to improve on, as most kids do, to be honest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching him, and I think he'll perform really, really well on the big stage. He's that good. He is that good. And I think he's probably the best midfielder we have to be able to deal with Real Madrid. Stick him on Luka Modric. Like, I know that still leaves the likes of Fede Valverde available, or Camavinga, or whoever, or Dani Ceballos. But yeah, I thought realistically, Bajcetic, he never goes really up or down. Struggled a bit against City. Was that in the Cup? Oh God, I forget that game, mate. Forget that game. We ignore that one. First game back after COVID. COVID? World Cup. Same long breaks for ridiculous things. Both the same. No Naby Keita, I don't think. I'm gonna go with that in our midfield, and then we go with the front 3. Now this is where some debate could have been had if Darwin Nunez wasn't fit. He is fit, so Darwin Nunez starts. He starts on the left for me. Cody Gakpo in the middle. You can't drop him. He scored twice in 2 games. You can't drop a player like that, in my opinion, especially in a game like this. Diogo Jota, I've seen some people say about Diogo Jota in the comments below. Not for me. He's not fit yet, in my opinion. He's looked rusty his last 2 games. Play Cody Gakpo. Keep playing him while he's confident. And as I said, it's a completely free hit tomorrow. So we go for that. We, in my opinion, just go all out attack. Just go for him. And Mo Salah starts. It has to start on the right-hand side. Nunez, Gakpo, Salah has worked the last couple of games. I'm happy with it. So luckily he's fit. Luckily Nunez is fit. It'll be those 3, and I've got no worry at all that we will at least score tomorrow. I think we'll score. Whether we'll score more than them is another question, but we'll score with those front 3. But in terms of options on the bench, we've got Jota to come on, and I think he will come on at 60, whether it's for Nunez, whether it's for Gakpo. I would say it's probably for Nunez because we've got to keep him fit and ready for Crystal Palace. He's going to be taking on Nathaniel Klein at the weekend, or Joel Ward. So either one of them are going to be absolutely rinsed by Darwin Nunez. Let's be real. And as I said to you, Crystal Palace is more important than Real Madrid in this moment, okay? In the moment of this season, Crystal Palace on Saturday is more important. We take Nunez off, we bring Jota on, leave Gakpo on the left. We then move on. We probably bring on the likes of Keita or Milner. I think we'll see James Milner come on in the last sort of 20-25 minutes. And in a big game like this, you can't blame anyone for putting James Milner in their midfield because he's Mr. Reliable. He doesn't stop. And in a Champions League last 16 tie, I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy with the team we've got. This is what one question I'll have for you guys is: would any Liverpool players get in the Madrid team at the moment? Because I'm excited, lads. I'm excited. So in terms of Real Madrid themselves, so Carlo Ancelotti has called Liverpool the most predictable team he's ever faced. Now, I don't mean that. I don't think he means that in sort of a negative way. I would say because Liverpool come out, it's the same with like Manchester City or Manchester United back in the day. You would call them predictable or Barcelona even, because you know what you're going to do. You just can't stop them. However, Real Madrid have been experts at stopping Liverpool. The last time Liverpool beat Real Madrid across 2 legs was in 2009. We also lost twice to them in 2014-15. We lost to them in when was that? Christ, in the Kiev final that I try and wipe out of my head. We lost to them in the quarterfinal in COVID season, and we lost to them in the final last season. So they've got Liverpool's number, all right. But this is a different Real Madrid, I would say. They are starting to evolve from what was the stalwarts, the Ramos, Varane. They got Courtois in goal. He's a prick, but the Ramoses, the Varanes, I don't know. Like all of the Kroos is out injured. Modric is going to his last legs. Bale's not there anymore. Ronaldo's not there anymore. That Marcelo's not there anymore. The real core of winners. But a lot of them, did play last season and won last season. Benzema's probably out as well. So it's a different Real Madrid, but it doesn't stop them being a massive threat. The predicted side for Real Madrid. So Carlo Ancelotti, I'm just going to get Carlo Ancelotti's quotes up here. Come on, Carlo, where are you, mate? He's worried about Real Madrid, whether it's Salah or Van Dijk. I want Madrid to worry Liverpool, not the other way round. He said, in the recent period, we've been asleep a little bit at the back. Before the Club World Cup, we kept clean sheets at Sociedad and Bilbao. Liverpool have never changed their quality. We expect an intense game, and we will be under pressure a lot. So Vinicius Junior had been abused a lot as well. So there are plenty of injuries for Real Madrid as well. Benzema is touch and go. So that's a huge one for Real Madrid. A huge one for Real Madrid is that Benzema could play. If he doesn't start, I think Liverpool could deal with him, but I think he will come on. So touch and go with him. So we'll have a look and try and build Real Madrid's team for us. So we'll go Courtois in goal, obviously, because he's going to be exceptional again. There was rumours that he might not play, but he's going to play. I'm not going to lie, he's going to play. And there's really no worry on that one. He's just a top class goalkeeper, isn't he? And he's just a great shot stopper. And I think at Anfield he's got a pretty good record as well. Nacho Fernandez was at right back last time out. I think it'll be Dani Carvajal this time for Real Madrid, with Militao, Antonio Rudiger and David Alaba the back four. Other options they've got Jesus Vallejo, but he's crap, so it'll be those four. In midfield against Osasuna, they play Modric, Camavinga, Ceballos. And I think that'll be exactly the same in this game. No Aurelien Tchouameni, he's still out for Real Madrid, so that's a big miss for them. But they've got Camavinga to replace him, so it's absolutely fine, which is absolutely gutting for us. Or they could decide to put Fede Valverde back in the midfield, but he's had an exceptional season out on the right-hand side for Real Madrid, which is where he'll play alongside Vini and Rodrigo for me. I think they'll bring Benzema off the bench, but yeah, it'll be Rodrigo, Valverde, Rodrigo, and Vinicius as the front three, with Benzema coming off the bench, and maybe Eden Hazard as well. Asensio could also play, of course, scored against Liverpool several times as well. A good player, but not a bit overrated, lads. I'm not going to lie. I don't think so. Scott thinks Real Madrid will definitely dismantle Liverpool quickly. I disagree. They haven't had the greatest season, man. Barcelona have outplayed them in La Liga this season. So I think it'll be a lot tighter than previous games, but all the previous games have been tight. Like, we can't ignore it. Apart from that 3-1 at the 3-1 in terms of since Kiev, the 3-1 against at their place in COVID times was the most, the distance between the two teams was the most. In Kiev, Real Madrid there were two massive mistakes from Karius. Otherwise, it was a draw. The game at home in COVID, it was a 0-0. Nothing really happened in that game. It was a bit of a bore. In terms of elsewhere, the final last year, Liverpool outplayed Real Madrid. So I think it's 50-50 really. But Real Madrid have just that dog in them, lads. They have that dog, and they just never go away, lads. They can't ever leave or go away from us. They'll just always pain us. I understand that they've got that kudos about them. They've got that real energy, that sort of that winning energy just because they're Real Madrid. I understand that we shouldn't underestimate them, but we have to treat this as a new Real Madrid. A new Real Madrid. This is not the Real Madrid that everyone should be scared of. This is a Real Madrid that people should beat. Okay, they've got frailties, and they've got players who I think can be exposed. Dani Ceballos came to the Premier League and was woeful for Arsenal. He was dreadful. He literally came on work experience for 2 years for Arsenal and was crap. So I don't have any inkling. He's got into that Real Madrid team, yes. Luka Modric is unbelievable. I understand that, but surely there's a bit of a tip in balance because Dani Ceballos is in that midfield. Like, come on, lads. He's shit. He's crap. Like, I bet you he's going to fucking score now. I've said that. But he is shit. Like, I honestly, I'm speaking seriously. How he got back into that Real Madrid team, I've got no idea. He got bullied in the Premier League. And he'll be bullied at Anfield, in my opinion. And now he's going to go on and be their best player. And fair enough to him. If we keep Vinny Junior quiet, there is no reason as to why Liverpool can't win this football match. And can't go through in this tie. We owe these lot. We really do. And I don't want to get ourselves hyped up, but I'm getting hyped up now. Because we don't want to write ourselves off. We can't write ourselves off, lads. We are good enough as a football team to beat them. I understand that we've had a shit start and a shit year, but in the Champions League, Liverpool are good enough. Liverpool are good enough. I'm sorry, this season in the Champions League, we've been exceptional. Apart from that Napoli game. If we keep Vinicius quiet, I think we can go in both games. I don't think we'll keep him quiet for both games all the way. But this is my quote. If we keep Vinicius quiet in both games, Liverpool will win the tie. That's my thoughts. Clip me up now. Because I know ball, lads. Clip me up now. Chris, what I'm most worried about is Arnold v Vinicius. Every time he faces him, he gets skinned. That is true, and that's why I'd move Van Dijk over to deal with Vinicius as well with Trent. Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold on that side, I think would be the best idea. That would be my idea anyway. In Churchill mode, yeah, I would move Van Dijk across to deal with Vinicius Junior. That would be my choice. Jude Bellingham's coming. Oh God, don't start me on that one, Amirali. Well, if we get in the Champions League, which is looking more possible now, then maybe he is. Trent and Gomez up to keeping Vinicius quiet, though. And that is the thing. Dave says Trent needs to pocket Vinicius this time, and I agree. Well, it's been a long time coming, baby. It's been a long time coming. What about Gomez versus Vinicius? Gomez has the speed. Does Gomez have the speed anymore? In my opinion, he's slowed down since his few injuries, and I don't blame him for that, to be fair. I do not blame him if he slows down a little bit. Like, that's okay. That's no problem. I've got no worries. But, like, realistically, he's just got to make sure he doesn't make any silly individual errors. And that is another thing, lads. That's another thing. No individual errors. That's one of the biggest reasons why Liverpool are where they are right now in the Premier League, is individual, stupid errors defensively. Idiotic errors defensively, in my opinion. Like, just genuinely thick pieces of defending. Like, look at Konate against Brentford, lads. Look at Gomez against Leeds, wasn't it? Like, was it Leicester? I can't even bloody remember now. Just stupid defensive mistakes. That leave Alisson 1-on-1, and you've got two defenders there. I think Van Dijk is okay in terms of individual errors. I don't think he'll make any in these two games. Gomez can make them. Trent can make them, and that worries me. Silly individual errors worry me. I think 1-on-1, matching them player for player, we're just as good. But there's just silly individual errors. Silly, stupid errors that really could cost us today. Tomorrow, sorry. Or today for anyone, if it's a certain time zone, I imagine. So yeah. I'm getting more positive now as I speak to you lot. I really, really am. Hey, Mr. MH says, in my opinion, will Nunez play? Yes. He looked pretty darn happy in training. So he has to play. And I think he's going to be really, really dangerous for us. There's no worry, in my opinion, that Nunez will play or won't play. He's got to start. He has to start. And then maybe come off after 60 or 70, get Jota on, move Gakpo to the left, save Nunez for Palace, because he's got Nathaniel Klein or Joel Ward to play against, lads. If Nunez can't tear apart Nathaniel Klein or Joel Ward, I do worry for him, to be fair, and I think he will. He's got that pace, and Crystal Palace at home always have a go, and I think Nunez on the counter-attack for Liverpool on those games is just going to be absolutely bafflingly good, because he is that quick, and he's got the technical ability sometimes too. Hope Nunez could be the ace in the sleeve. I think he can be. And that finish against Newcastle, lads. Christ, if that ball was going at any further rate of knots, the net would have been ripped to shreds. That's how, like, lads, he's got the dog. He's got it. He's got it, and I'm feeling it. I'm getting this positive vibes. I'm living in a positive energy space right now. And I can't wait for Yusuf or someone to bring me right down to earth. Oh my goodness. FSG were willing to sell the club if an attractive offer around £4 billion came in, but 3 months later and no offers were forthcoming. So that's just from James Pearce from The Athletic, who's now been moved down to a tier 3 source by the Anfield Edition, which is absolutely nuts. Simon's a little bit worried about the game. And being honest, maybe I'm just tricking myself. Maybe I'm just in that zone where if I say things are going to go well, they will be. Visualization. But I don't know. I don't know, Simon, to be honest. And I really hope I'm right. And I hope that we can go forth and win against Real Madrid. It's a difficult one. It bloody is, lads. But I think we can. I think we can do it. James Pearce's BS says Amirali. I wouldn't say so. I'd say he's got a few things wrong recently, but he's still a good journalist. Whether we win the Champions League or not, finish top 4 or not beating Real Madrid would be so satisfying nevertheless. I'm being honest, mate. I would swap right now a 2-0 win at Palace and a 0-0 draw. And a 0-0 draw tomorrow. And as I've said earlier, the Premier League is paramount, lads. We can't trick ourselves. Like, realistically, we're in a very similar situation to 2005 right now, where we've had a pretty frustrating season. It's unlikely we get top 4, but it's still likely. If we win in the Champions League and it just progresses on, there is huge potential we can win it. But we just have to... If we get through, great. Doesn't mean we're going to win it. Whatever. I'm just... It's a total free hit. This is the biggest free hit of the season. It doesn't matter for Liverpool. If we lose, we lose. Like, oh well. Oh well, no one expected us to beat Real Madrid anyway. Just go for it. Just go for it. Go for the win. Don't worry about what people think. Just go out, play all out attack. No bullshit. Go for it. And we can do it. We can. This team's got the quality, the individual and the cohesive quality to beat any team in the world when they want to. I'm being honest, it's doable. It is doable. And if we blow them away within the first half an hour, 40 minutes, why not? Why not? Gakpo will be our key, says Casper, and I think he will be big. I love you too, American Cup. Gakpo will be key. He's got to drag out players. He's got to ensure that he maintains possession a lot of the time. A lot like Bobby Firmino used to. Bobby Firmino is so key in big games. And we need a player like him. And I think Gakpo can be that man. And yeah, he is going to be massive to drag out the likes of Rudiger and Eder Militao to get players in behind. I'm down for that, lad. Honestly, Palace are still an open scar for me. Fact, these days we usually beat them hasn't healed me. Yeah, I think we haven't lost at Palace in 8 years or something. I'm pretty sure that's the stat, which is mental considering the amount of hell they used to give us. Haaland would never have scored Nunez's goal. Absolutely. Thoughts on the sporting director Marcus Nosch from Frankfurt to Liverpool? I've heard Marcus Krosch. Sorry, yes. I've heard a lot of these rumours today, and I wouldn't be against it. You know, Frankfurt have recruited exceptionally well. I mean, they got Randall Kolo Muani in for free from I think it was Nantes. So he's a top quality player, and they've really recruited well. Won the Europa League, got through to the last 16 in the Champions League for a club that's pretty small in comparison to the vast majority in the Bundesliga. And Krosch has done an incredible job there. We need a sporting director in the summer to replace Julian Ward. I'd be happy with him. I'd be really happy if we got Paul Mitchell, but I think he'll stay in Monaco. It's one of the best places in the world to live if you've got a few quid. So why would you? You'd probably be poor in Monaco if you're Paul Mitchell, to be fair. But it's a great place to live in the world, so why would he want to leave? Gvardiol and Nkunku, Olmo, Szoboszlai, yeah. It's the thing that we can't become RB Leipzig, because RB Leipzig as an entity are about bringing in these young players. Does he have the experience of bringing in the superstars sometimes that Liverpool will have to bring in? That is a little bit of a worry for me. And I don't know whether he'll be able to do that as well as someone like Paul Mitchell. But I'm really open to see how well he does, because realistically, we need someone in that position to get someone as experienced as him. Happy days. So, lads, I want to get there's 21 of you in the chat right now. I want to get your predictions for the game. I want to get your goal scorers. I want to get your first legs. All the first leg predictions for me. Goal scorers. What you think the game will be like. My prediction is going to be Liverpool 3, Real Madrid 0. And that all three of those goals are going to be in the first half. That's my prediction. And it's going to be Nunez, Gakpo, and Salah. All three of them. Fuck realism, lads. We're going for it. Amirali says 1-1, then 2-1. It could very well be that, mate. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it and really stick this in. Keep going with our positivity on this channel now, because I'm going bold. I'm being brave. I've had my negative phase. I'm now in positive season again. Yeah. Mr. MH says, I trust Klopp. Whoever he brings in or approves as sporting director, I'm sure will be good. That's fair enough. I'd rather have someone like Michael Edwards, being honest, come in and do it. 8-0 Liverpool. Alisson scores, Milner scores a hat-trick, and Bajcetic scores 4. 2-0 Liverpool first leg, says Cyan. Who's going to score, buddy? Who's going to score? Robbie says same. Oh, come on, lads. Come on. Let's get some positive energy. Come on. Let's just bullishly ignore all the evidence. That's what we've got to do. Go out there, get a first tackle in, win the first tackle, go out and just win every individual battle. Every individual battle. That's how we win tomorrow. That's how we win. You start with your own, and then you go with the team. Win each other's battles. And then you've got to just move on. And we will score goals if we do that. And I think we've got fighters in that team now. I think having Nunez back in that team massively, massively helps. 5-0 Liverpool, says Granny Dwarf. I love that. 3-0 Liverpool, says Corin. 2-1, says Falafel. I know, Robbie. I don't know where it's come from, mate. I don't know where it's come from, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I've got to be positive because I'm getting a train to Liverpool at 9:30 tomorrow, then getting back home at 7:30 on Thursday morning. So I've got to back us. I'm feeling good. My first ever game in hospitality at Anfield, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to vlog every single second of it, by the way. It's going to be so fun. I can't wait. I can't wait, lads. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try and record a little Q&A as well with the lads, or to record some content anyway, maybe on the Wednesday. So yeah. Bajcetic to haunt Real Madrid. They were seething when Liverpool bought him. Hope they gives him hell. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Talking of Bajcetic, actually, there has been rumours that Spain and Serbia are fighting over getting him. So obviously his dad was Serbian and would prefer him to play for Serbia, but he was brought up in Spain. He's played for Spanish youth sides. What's going to happen with Stefan Bajcetic? I'd say it's likely he plays for Spain, and I think that midfield three of him, Pedri, and Gavi is pretty darn sexy, if I say so myself. But having him in there, I think, would be the perfect balance of those three. And I just feel like he's the kind of player now. I think Premier League clubs are now in the position where they can say no to the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's just whether the players themselves would want to go there. Gary says, how many goals do we have to win at Anfield by to be favourites to go through? I think if we win by 2 goals at Anfield, we'll be fine. I'd say 3. Because 2-goal leads can get wiped out so quickly. I think we need 3 at Anfield. Amy says 3-2 Real Madrid. I'm not having that, Amy. I'm not having that. It's not good for you. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Please do. We're trying to get to 1,100 by the end of the month, and I'm sure we can do it, lads. I'm sure we can with all the content coming up with Paddy and Craig. Oh my God. Casper. That's rude, man. That's rude. Come on, man. It is funny, but it's rude. Amy said he'd rather play for Serbia. He's likely to have a better place for him to start. Maybe, but I think he'll end up getting in that Spain team easily in the future. Hello, Izzy. But yeah, he'll end up at Real in 5 years for 120 million, says Robbie. I hope not, mate. I hope not. I hope he spends the rest of his bloody career at Liverpool. He's so good at football. David says he's confident of a Liverpool win tomorrow. I hope me and the lads have an enjoyable time. We bloody will, mate. Even if we lose, we're going to have a good time, I think. Win, lose, or draw. We're just going to have a great time out in Liverpool, I think. I don't know what's going to happen. We have no plans whatsoever at the moment. But, yeah, Amirali says hi. So, yeah, what do you think about the game tomorrow? Excited?
I'll be out.
Yeah, but what do you think?
How big is it if we win?
It's the first leg of the Champions League. round 16, so pretty big.
Nervous then.
Nervous? What's the score prediction? 3-2 to Liverpool. Right, you're not in my bed tonight. Leave. Go away. Get out. Get out. We're not having any negative energy in my room. Disgusting. She's just said 3-2 Real Madrid on my stream. The audacity. The audacity of this woman. Goody said, can't wait to see you with the gang again. I can't wait either, mate. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be great. And we're going to have a hell of a laugh. And hopefully we can record some content too. And everyone said hello to you. Just leave. Your negative energy. I can't believe negative energy on this stream. You and Amy said the same thing. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Zek2 Plays says, I'm saying 2-1 to Liverpool, but I don't know what will happen at Madrid. Hi, Luke. How we doing? Put her in timeout. I'll put you in real life timeout. You have been blocked. Blocked. Yeah. I said 3-0 Liverpool, mate. I'm going positive energy. It's projecting, and we're going to visualize this victory, and we're going to do it. I'm feeling it. Yeah, positive affirmation. We're going for it. We're going to take this W, and we're going to go to Madrid, and we're going to batter them there as well. We're going to have them. Danny Ceballos was on work experience at Arsenal and was fucking shit. He's in that midfield. He's in that midfield. How is a team with Danny Ceballos going to beat us, lads? It's not going to happen.
You're like a motivational coach or something right now.
Exactly. Who do I think we need to sign in the summer? Absolutely everyone. Anyone possible. Jude Bellingham, please, if possible. Which I still don't think will happen if we don't get Champions League. But if it does happen, I hope Ball comes back and trolls me, because I did tell him to cyberbully me if we do sign Bellingham. So please feel free to cyberbully me if we do. And also feel free to cyberbully me if we get battered tomorrow.
Wasn't there talk of Mason Mount ages ago?
Yeah. Ceballos is better than Fabinho. Yeah, but I'm better than Fabinho, Gumi. I'm better than Fabinho. I'm better. It's happy days. It's fine. It's fine. Ceballos is awful, lads. I'm sorry. I'm not having anything else said. He is dreadful. Take your negative energy and go on my bed and stay there. With no negative energies today. I know, Gary. I know, mate. But he can handle it. And so can I. But the worry is that they do it to someone who can't handle it. That's the problem. Hoping Jude Neves, Kante on a free, Mountain Gvardiol. I don't think I'd take Kante because we need to get our team younger. As a journalist, definitely more Daily Star than Guardian tonight. Yeah, I've done a full reverse. I've done a full 180 on my viewpoints. I'm usually a much more of a Guardian man, but I've gone all the other way. I've gone full on hyperbole, go for it. And that's the best way forward. Honestly, yeah, I see Paddy's getting abused. He'll be fine. Like, people are saying, oh, I'll knock you out, lad. No, you won't. And if you do, you'll go to prison, you fucking weapons. If in the event we get battered, Chris, do I go back to the team to do another? Do I back the team to do another Barcelona at Madrid rather than Anfield? Not a chance. If we get battered tomorrow, we're done. I want us to play all of the children: Curtis Jones, Naby Keita, Oxlade Chamberlain, and Caroline at the Bernabeu. There's no point in play. If we lose by more than 2 goals tomorrow, then just go and play all the shitters. Honestly, I don't care. Premier League is more important. It's way more important. I want to see Carol and Caroline up front. Actually, no, Caroline double pivot with Pep Linders up top. How will Salah end the season? I think he'll be end the season well. He's playing really, really well at the moment. The reason I say Kante is because let's say we give him a 2-year contract after the first year is not good enough, then we can sell him and get some dough for him. Yeah, but the thing is, he'll be like 34 at that point, so it won't be much worth it, will it? And it'll be a lot of wages. I think he's ended up going to PSG. There's no real worry that he won't go to PSG. That's my mon opinion. Curtis Jones says he reminds himself of Ronaldinho and calls himself Curtisinho. I saw that. That is a fake tweet, Amarali. That's a fake tweet. Don't worry. Don't worry, that's a fake tweet, but I do love that. Carol's a better DM than Fabinho. Yeah, I think she is, mate. I think she is. To give you context, babe, Carol and Caroline are the 2 canteen ladies at Liverpool. Yeah.
Aw.
I won't mind if we lose to Real Madrid overall. Then we can put full focus on the Prem and get top 4 for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Crystal Palace on Saturday, much more important than tomorrow. Tomorrow is the biggest free hit. It is like, you know, in cricket when they have a free hit, it's like one of them. You can't get out, even if it's impossible. Like if we lose, we lose. We play Carol and Caroline and Curtis Jones, and then if we win, great. We could potentially go through. Like. Yeah, that is a fake tweet, Amirali. Don't worry, mate. Yeah, and the thing is, he's Parisian as well, Zek. So, yeah, anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I want to get everyone's final score predictions. Yeah, again, if you haven't put your score predictions in, put them in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll react to them. I am going 3-0, Nunez, Gakpo, Salah, 3-0, game, set, and match. Go to the Bernabeu, batter them again. That's what I'm feeling. Stefan Bajcetic man of the match as well. And me and Paddy are on the lash all night.
Can you not phone me at like 3 in the morning?
I will probably phone you at 3 in the morning.
Well, I won't pick up because my phone will be on mute.
I know. 2-1 says Spend Doggy Dog. Ben Doak needs to start. The poor lads. I wouldn't put him in there. He's only a child. Santa. 2-0 Liverpool, says Davey. Davey O'Connor, lad. He's gone 2-0, and that's what I think. I think it might be. I'm going to say 3-0, and all 3 goals are in the first half. Clip me now. Clip me right now. 3-0 Liverpool for all 3 goals in the first half. 2-1 Salah, Gakpo and Benzema. Fair enough, and that'll put the game right in the balance. I would rather us batter them or get battered, to be fair. I just want this game to put the tie to bed. I don't want any bullshit in the second leg. Put this tie to bed, whatever happens. Free hit, go for it. Don't matter. We'll just be full energy, full vibes for the whole time. Should we go for another 20 minutes? We can go for another 20. So, oh no, we won't. We'll go off in a second, lads. We'll go off in a second. Thank you, Granny Dwarf. Appreciate it, mate. Also, guys, just a quick one. I am looking for someone to potentially help me put some YouTube shorts together. So if any of you want to apply, I mean, it's free. But I won't pay you because I'm poor and I don't make money myself at the moment. But if anyone wants to do YouTube shorts for me, please message me, get in contact, and we can have a little chat and a chinwag. But yeah, that's one thing I definitely want to do. Means you'd have to be here pretty much every stream and watch most streams and just get the best moments and clip them. And that's it, basically. So yeah, let me know if you do want to do it. Either email me at cos135.gs@gmail.com or message me on Twitter at Stonadge, and you can see me there. But anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, all that good stuff. I will see you later, lads, effectively. Thank you so much for all the support on this stream. Up the fucking Reds. Come on!